Welcome back to our live session. And today, आज का लाइव कुछ ऐसा स्पेशल रखेंगे कि हम आपको ऑन द स्पॉट डिस्काउंट देंगे. ऑन द स्पॉट का मतलब ये होगा कि फ्लैश डिस्काउंट होगा. हाय मुस्तफा अंसारी भाई, थैंक यू सो मच फॉर ज्वाइनिंग. सो आज का लाइव हम इतना स्पेशल रखेंगे कि आज हम देंगे ऑन द स्पॉट डिस्काउंट. तो आप अगर ऑन द लाइव अगर आप एक बैट सिलेक्ट करते हो, आप कुछ सिलेक्ट करते हो इक्विपमेंट. हाय फिट न्यूट्रिशन यूएई, बिग फैन. आई एम फॉलोइंग ऑल योर पोस्ट्स, थैंक यू सो मच फॉर ज्वाइनिंग. सो आप कुछ भी सिलेक्ट करोगे, ऑन द स्पॉट डिस्काउंट मिलेगा आपको. और आज मैं आपको मस्त मस्त चीजें दिखाने वाला हूं, जस्ट लाइक एवरी अदर टाइम. बट आज का लाइव थोड़ा सा क्रिस्प रखेंगे, थोड़ा सा शॉर्ट रखेंगे. आपको अगर हम कुछ नॉलेज आज दे पाए तो प्लीज लाइव को लाइक कीजिएगा, चैनल को सब्सक्राइब कर दीजिएगा. इसमें आपका कोई पैसा लगने नहीं वाला और आपको अच्छी इंफॉर्मेशन मिलते रहेंगी. हाय मुस्तफा भाई, जस्ट एक सेकेंड रुको, मैं ही आपको एंटर करता हूं. जस्ट अ सेकेंड. आप इनवाइटेड हो. हाय. ऑलराइट, कूल. तो आज हम डिस्कस करेंगे कुछ कस्टम ऑर्डर्स जो हमारे सामने आए हैं, जो हमने बना दिए हैं, जो बनने वाले हैं. ऑल द वे, मतलब हम जो बनने वाले हैं उसका भी डिस्कस करेंगे और जो बन गए हैं वो भी आपको दिखाएंगे. तो एक ऑर्डर तो ये है, मैं आपको दिखाना चाहूंगा. ओ हाय कार्ल, हाउ आर यू मैन? इट्स सो गुड टू सी यू. So good to see you, Carl. Welcome. All right. So आपको एक ऐसा ऑर्डर दिखाता हूं जो अभी हमारे पास स्टैंड बाय में है. हमने विलो चूज कर लिया है. We just have to make a bat out of it. So as you can see, the willow, मैं कैमरे के पास में ले आता हूं. This is two-tone willow. Most of the international players love using this kind of willow. So this has been selected by one of our customers. About 30 to 35% is hardwood. Hi, Carl Hart. Cool. So 30 to 35% is hardwood and rest of it is sapwood. So as you can see clearly. Now ये जो cleft है, this cleft is, I'll show you the cleft from the side, from the back, how it looks. हमने इसका है जो ऑलरेडी ये जो V shape काट दिया है. This is the toe area. All right, cool. So just to give you an idea, you guys request about having edge above 45 mm, 43 mm, whatever, है ना? So I'll show you how it works. So this is the cleft. This is not even, we have not even started making it a bat. Okay. As a cleft, I'll show you how thick this is. Now, this is about 44 mm, as you can see in the video. About 44 mm. Now, ये सिर्फ 44 mm ऐसा नहीं रहेगा. We'll have to press it on a roller press machine, and by pressing the wood we will press like about a centimeter, or we're not going to go deep 1 centimeter down, but we are going to sort of press the willow all the way till here or till there. ठीक है? And that presses the willow. So अभी जो 44 mm है वो हो जाएगा 42 to 43 mm. So about 2 से 3 mm press होगा, depending on how the wood responds to a ball, right? So उस हिसाब से हम उसका pressing करते हैं. And at the BDM factory, iconic BDM factory, we love to do things that are best for the performance of a bat. ठीक है? So what happens is कि हम pressing में कभी भी shy off नहीं करते. I've seen some places where they don't press the bat as it should, be pressed, और उसकी वजह से वो आपको थिकनेस प्रोवाइड कर पाते हैं, बट देन आपके बैट को आपको नॉक करके प्रेस करना ही होगा. So you have to do the pressing either by yourself or with a roller machine. Might as well do it the best way possible, and might as well get a little bit of compromise in the thickness of edge. ऐसे भी कोई भी बैट हो, दुनिया का कोई भी बैट हो, any bat in the world, whether it's 1.5 lakh rupees bat or whether it's 10,000 rupees bat, it has a sweet spot area. Now, what's that sweet spot area is very simply where the most meat of the bat is, right? Most meat of the bat जहां पे रहता है उसको स्वीट स्पॉट कहते हैं, उस एरिया को स्वीट स्पॉट कहते हैं. Hi Prashant, thank you so much for joining. Right, so when we talk about sweet spot area, ये back side of the bat है. So I'm just trying to sort of give you a picture of where the sweet spot is. So sweet spot ज्यादा से ज्यादा मैं आपको just एक आइडिया के लिए बताता हूँ. एक it's like in a oval shape, like a long oval shape. And that area is called sweet spot because the ball responds the best from that part of the bat. अगर ball sweet spot area के बाहर लगेगा, then the ball doesn't respond as well, right? Because that's how the bats work. Unless and until you have a bat this big, a cleft this big, you just put a handle on it and you start using it, then the sweet spot area is very big. But then the weight will be 1400 grams, 1500 grams, something like that. And you can't use that heavy bat. So the point is, when the bat finishes, then the bat becomes something like this. Let me show you from here. Right. So when the bat becomes something like this, this is a cleft and this is almost ready bat. When I say almost ready, it's just waiting for the sticker and that's it. The bat will be ready to go. So the sweet spot of this bat that has been made, completed, sweet spot will be around this much. And I can prove it to you guys by a mallet first. All right, so ये mallet है और अब हम इसका sweet spot check करते हैं. So I'm tapping at the toe of the bat. See how it's responding? It's sound, but it's a little bit of blunt sound. Okay, so we move down. You can hear the difference. Now we move a little bit more down. So we have entered the sweet spot area of the bat. Now we'll see how far the sweet spot goes. So about there. Because if I go a little bit down, then the response is not that good. So that's the beauty of a bat. Sweet spot area is where the ball responds very well, right? Now, why am I mentioning this is, it's important for you to know what you're getting, right? Hi everyone, thank you so much for joining. Oh wow, we've got few viewers. Thank you so much for joining. Cool. So it's important for you to understand what sweet spot area is, what kind of bat you're getting, where the spine is ending, क्योंकि that spine where it ends helps in extending your sweet spot 1 inch, 2 inch more. For example, if you see the profile of this bat, the spine is ending somewhere around there, and that's why when I hit there, where the spine is ending, we are getting this sound. But if I go 1 inch down, and if I go 1 inch more down, right? So that's why it's important for you to understand what kind of bat you need, right? अभी मैं आपको एक छोटा सा एग्जांपल देता हूं. आपने एक बैट देखा, you just saw this bat where the sweet spot is between that point to that point, right? That point to that point, and the balance of this bat is amazing, right? But I'll show you a bat which has a duck bill toe. Now, have a look. The significance of duckbill toe is that you do have your spine ending right there, as you can see. You do have your spine ending there. Toe is significantly thicker. And what that does to a sweet spot is it doesn't extend the sweet spot, but your toe is strong still. So what it's doing to a bat duckbill toe is that it's giving you a great balance because the spine's ending there, so it's easier for you to pick up, good balance, higher spine, and we can argue about the sweet spot. Sweet spot to same ही है, but the toe is a little bit thicker. So that's what a duckbill toe dolphin nose profile is. Now this वैसे भी ये बैट तो जबरदस्त है ही. This one is 1130 grams only. No blemishes, and you can count the grain. Comment down below कितने grains हैं. How many grains are there in this bat? Please comment down. So this bat, round handle all the way, 1130 grams only. I'll show you the ping. Absolutely clean grains. I'll cheat and I'll count the grains, but you write down the grains down below, please, right? Nice. Let's have a listen to the ping. Dekha guys, how well this bat is responding when it's hitting the sweet spot. Even if it's hitting the edge, which is not part of the sweet spot, the ball's not flat. It's still flying, but the sweet spot is just amazing. And the sound of this bat. So this is why this bat has been graded in the BDM dynamic power range because of the performance, the sound, the clarity of the bat, weight, everything else. Amazing bat, guys. Now we'll move to a second bat which has similar to duckbill toe, but this is not duckbill toe. Anyways, I'll show it to you guys. Round handle. This is not duckbill toe, as you can see from the previous bat. The difference is significant. The spine was ending right there in previous bat, but you can see the spine is kind of extending in till where the dynamic is written. So इसका भी हम ping test करते हैं and will help you to understand where the sweet spot is and how far it goes. See? So sweet spot is somewhere from there till there. right there till there. So what we're doing at BDM factory is the craftsmanship that you're getting at BDM factory is with experience of more than 100 years. And guys here, people here, the bat makers here, they're making sure that they're getting the sweet spot as big as possible. And the owner of the company is there to make sure that it's maintained throughout. So understand the process. 100-year-old plus company where they're making bats absolutely amazingly, and what they're doing is they're making sure that the standard is maintained. Okay, so helps me in making good videos, in return helps you to buy this quality product. अब इस बैट का एक बार पिंग टेस्ट करते हैं एक बॉल से. Guys, grab this bat. Amazing bat hai. This one is BDM Dynamic Power Super. Again, no blemishes, zero blemishes, 1130 grams. Amazing batter, guys. You should get it. Also, let me show you something that we were talking about, the cleft. Now, at Stratton Court Sports. Hi, Carl. How are you, mate?
Hi. How you doing?
I'm all right. How are you? So good to see you.
Going well. I'm just not properly dressed, so that's why you can't see me.
That's fine. That's fine. I can hear you. I can hear you well. How are you, brother?
Keeping sharp?
How are you, Carl? Can you hear me? Thank you so much for joining in, Carl. How are you? How's life going?
I'm glad to see you doing sports equipment.
Yes.
I'm
yes.
glad. That's really good.
Yes.
Very
So I'm at a factory where BDM. So BDM is the India's first and oldest bat making company, and
Fantastic.
they've been making bats for, you name it, Sir Vivian Richards, Kapil Dev, Sachin Tendulkar,
That's really good.
MS Dhoni. Well, Virat Kohli started playing with BDM first, and then he moved on to the sponsor companies and all that. But have a look, Carl. This is Kapil Dev's bat from 1983 World Cup, where
Wow.
where he scored that world record 175 or 73 runs. But that match was not telecast or video recorded because BBC was on strike on that day. But this is the bat. Have a look.
Nice.
The modern in the modern era we call it as mongoose bat, but this is the bat way before mongoose. So you can see the difference in the design. No shoulder.
They didn't have shoulders in those days?
They did, but this was specifically designed for hitting. This was not designed for defending or blocking. This was only for hitting. And when Matty Hayden came in IPL, he started using a bat called mongoose bat. Had very similar sort of profile. As you can see, this is in the 80s era, so it's very plain and very sort of no shoulder. But the mongoose is like more of an aggressive, even shorter blade, and like literally the handle is so long because they've deleted this V shape. So they've made a bat just like this, but the blade is much shorter. And because the blade is much shorter, what they were able to do was they were able to put the the meat that they took out from this part, they transferred the meat to this part, and that's what happened in the mongoose. But this was the original bat just for hitting in the 80s, and Kapil Dev used it. That's just one bat that I was trying to show you guys. But let's move on. You back, Carl? You back?
Sorry, I just had to deal with
Yeah, no worries, no worries. All good.
I'm fascinated because I haven't seen bats without a shoulder.
Well, this is what they did. I'll show you why and how.
Does anybody ever use those bats now?
So it depends. It depends. So like I'll tell you this, Carl. Because Kapil Dev was able to score 170 plus runs and make a world record out of this bat.
Yeah.
Can I ask you a question? Like, can anyone else break the world record? Maybe, maybe not. So cricket is a very male sort of it's a ritual based game, so this is the ritual, this is the standard, this is the norm. But when this comes in, people are like, they don't accept it because it's something different, something unique, and they don't want to break the ritual. But Kapil Dev broke the ritual. He used this bat and he made 170 plus runs, world record.
So the meat is is good for swinging because it's got plenty of heft in the middle of the bat rather than up the top.
Yes.
So the weight is rather than you take the weight off the shoulders and you put it down towards the middle of the bat.
Yeah, because as I was showing you in the video, when I was tapping the bat, so when we talk about sweet spot, the sweet spot is basically just from this point to this point in an oval shape.
Yes.
Right?
So you really don't need the shoulder unless you're just trying to block block it if it's a bouncer.
Yeah. So basically, exactly right. You're exactly right, Carl. So if it's a bouncer, there's a chance, a 10% chance that you're blocking your face to be hit by a ball.
Yeah.
There's a 5%, 10% chance. And what you're doing is, with that shoulder, you're grabbing that 10% chance of saving yourself. But
that's it, yeah.
But if you're someone who's in the zone,
who's confident they're going to give it a good belting, to belt it out for a six.
Yeah,
you
exactly.
Don't worry about that.
Exactly. So if you're in a zone where you just know that you're doing well. And by the way, the story of this couple, they're scoring world record 170 plus is he went out to play and he started scoring well. He was once he became confident that yes, I'm in the zone, I'm in the form, bring the bloody sword. That's what he said.
Yeah.
And when he was in the form, when he was in the zone, he said, "Bring the bloody sword," and this bat was born, right? So he knew that if he didn't score, because all the players were getting out for very cheap, and when he started scoring runs, it was him who was like, "Okay, I'm gonna handle the situation here by myself. You just." To the opposite side, you just hang on with the situation, don't throw away your wicket, and that's it. And he started scoring runs. So it depends on you. It really depends on you. I mean, when I talk about modern T20 bat, the shoulder is gone and the blade is only this tall. But the whole blade is sweet spot area. The whole blade. Whereas a traditional bat, the sweet spot is only between that point to that point somewhere. So you're probably not going to use this bat in a test match, but I don't know, man. Like if you see players like Rishabh Pant, when India was in a situation where they needed to score runs, they needed to save wickets, Rishabh Pant goes like bang, and it's like at the moment we just as a spectator or as a cricket lover, we just don't know whether what sort of cricket is going on because in the Test cricket you're supposed to stay there all day, maybe 2 days or maybe 3 days, but players are impatient, and because of that, every time I get asked, "Oh, can I get a bat which weighs 1130 grams?" Sure, you can get a bat 1130 grams. Sure, you can get bat 1100 grams, but then the performance will be according to that.
So, but I mean, some people. I heard that Sachin wants a heavy bat, like 3 kilos or something.
Nah, not 3 kilos, but about. So this is
3 pounds, was it?
yeah. Probably 3 pounds. Yeah, but this is the bat that sort of mimics Sachin Tendulkar profile. BDM Grandmaster, and BDM used to make the bats for Sachin.
Yeah, it'd have to be 3 pounds. Sorry, of course it's not 3 kilos. That'd be like swinging a log of wood.
Yeah, pretty much. So this log of wood itself is about 1500, 1600 grams. So
that's
yeah.
That would be.
Yeah, and even in my live earlier, I was saying that if you make a bat out of this wood, no shaving, no nothing, yeah, you're gonna hit the ball. Anywhere you hit the ball's gonna go. It's gonna fly. But then you have a 1600-gram bat, and how do you play with a 1600-gram bat? I don't know.
It's hard. It'd be hard. You'd have to be a very big.
Yeah, and the ICC has set a standard. So they've got a standard of having a edge of not more than 40 mm, spine not more than 67 mm, and then can't remember about the toe, but yeah, somewhere around there. But spine and edge is 40 and 67 mm.
You can only be denser, or really, it could only really be denser, or less dense. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much, because this was done by lovely David Warner, where he used to bring bats made by Gray Nichols. They were massive bats, and I don't know if you can still get it in Australia, but when I was in Australia, you could get that bat, David Warner bat, for bloody something around $900 to $1,200 Aussie, and yeah, it was massive bat, Carl, like 45 to 50 mm edge and massive 70 mm spine, and yeah, it was just massive bat. Like, why? You don't even need that big bat, to be very honest, but gives you a psychological edge. Now, when I talk about 50 mm edge and 70 mm spine, I'll show you that. This bat is 50 mm thick. Have a look.
Yes.
50 mm thick and 70 mm spine. And
you'd be forbidden to use that in which games?
So that's why we call it as a perfectly illegal bat. So what does that mean is that tournaments that are regulated by ICC and BCCI, obviously you can't use this kind of bat there. And you can get away with using this bat in tournaments like corporate cricket, where no one cares. You know what I mean? Like, it's not regulated.
Yes.
But you can use this bat in those kind of places. Now, have a look at the weight of this bat.
What is it?
1120 grams only.
Yeah.
So this is almost like an impossible dimension, because 50 mm edge and 71 mm spine is unheard of, unreal.
So it must be a lighter wood.
It's a laminated wood. So basically, two wood has been glued together and then carved a bat out of two woods. So what a player gets, the benefit that player gets out of this kind of bat, laminated bat, is have a look at the face.
Yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful face.
Lovely.
And yeah, back you don't care because back is a different wood. But the point is,
so
you have a
laminated is not according to regulation these days.
Yeah, you can't use according to BCCI ICC. Can't use this.
Yeah, it's like the old heavy metal thing.
Yes, but this is still wood. Like the regulation is because of the dimension. It's not about lamination or not. It's about the dimension, and it's 50 mm. 50 mm. So obviously the limits.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I think it isn't it true. It's the same as plywood. Plywood, when you have laminated beams and laminated plywood, it's actually stronger than a solid piece of wood.
Yeah, basically.
So that bat should actually have more strength. So basically, by trying to stop you using laminated bats, they're stopping people trying to take advantage and make a more. It's like running shoes. They have running shoes with more spring in them.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, the last few years they've been saying, look, we can't have any of these running shoes that make you run faster.
Yeah, because they have
spring in them.
Yeah, well, they have set a standard, and they're like, well, you can't use these shoes because of this standard regulations, and that's why that's banned. But here the case is the dimensions. You can't have that massive dimension. But then we have this massive dimension under 1120 grams, and I'll show you the difference, Carl.
It's very good, but does that one hit better than say a solid lump of willow? Like a standard bat.
Again, it really is. It really depends on the wood. So your question's answer is not necessarily all the time, but most of the time, yes.
Yeah, most of the time.
Yes. Yeah, because these both bats are laminated bats.
Yeah.
But have a look at the size.
Yes.
Right?
Big difference.
And this is 1190 grams. So this one is much heavier, but much thinner. But the performance of this bat is much superior than this bat, right?
Okay.
But again, it will cost you almost double of this bat. So it's always so I mean, this bat was made for a professional player, where he said that he specifically asked for a laminated bat, where, well, he's a professional player, but he said, oh, he can get away with it. You know what I mean? So this was made for a professional player, double wood, and it's phenomenal. This bat is phenomenal. With you saw the difference between the size of this bat and this bat.
Yes.
So yeah, I mean, so that's to answer your question. It really depends again on the front part of the wood, like what kind of wood we are using, and again, like I'll show you an example of a bat that is. This one costs. If I talk about Aussie dollar, this is almost like 1,800 Aussie dollars. This one, 1800, right? Now, you see the difference. It's just performance of the wood, right? You almost get the same grains or something like that in a cheaper bat. For example, if I show you this bat, almost similar grains, almost not same, because this one is much thinner than that $1,800 bat,
Yes.
and this one is $600 bat.
Okay.
But again, the performance of the wood in that $1,800 bat is by far much superior, and that's why if a professional player wants a certain type of bat, we customize that bat according to his or her desire and budget.
Great.
So yeah, that's what I say, that if even if your budget is, I'll show you a bat that has been bought by a young lad in Australia, in Melbourne, is this bat. And this bat
Nice.
this bat is only what, 260 Aussie dollars, but massive bat. So what we do is we help, or we support our clients with what their budget is, and accordingly we choose the bat for them, best of the best bat, budget, dimension, performance, everything.
Weight.
Yeah, so that's what we do, Carl.
Fantastic. Very good. Very good. And the thing is, when you're dealing with wood, of course, it's not like dealing with mild steel or aluminium. You're actually dealing with something that you'll have something that will vary slightly from cleft to cleft.
Yeah.
So you might get two clefts from the same plantation, and one will be slightly better than the other, or slightly heavier, or slightly, yeah.
No, you're right. You're absolutely right,
There's
Carl.
going to be that variation.
Have a look. From same plantation, maybe different tree, but have a look. Same plantation, different tree. Yeah, just so visible, right?
Yes, absolutely.
And this one is a player's grade, probably about I don't want to say it out loud unless I'm 100% sure, but I'm just guessing that this is about about 1500 plus AUD, but I'm just giving you an example that this is what we get. The difference is quite visible. One's got
Yeah, it's amazing from the color and everything, and the tree might be just
side by
the
side.
other tree. And yes,
Yeah, and that's what we deal with, as you said. That dealing with wood is we're dealing with natural product.